I've made a purchase. Not a very cheap one, but also not the most expensive purchase I've ever made. This was about $200 on Facebook Marketplace. And so I'm a really big Formula One fan, and Alex sent me this listing, and I went and picked it up that day. I had a couple bucks on hand, and so I picked it up. So this isn't going to be like a more traditional unboxing because it has been obviously unboxed for probably decades, but the seller did give me the box with some original parts in it. We're going to be doing an overview of what I bought and some of my plans with it. So let's start off first with the car itself, and I'll show some beauty shots while I'm talking here. This is a Tamiya Williams BMW FW24. The newest date I could find on the box was 2003, making this a 21-year-old RC car. So there are a couple of things. First of all, before I even made this video, Alex actually deleted the giant antenna. It had an antenna that would come up to here, and it was like the old school RC antenna. We took that off. This is the Williams paint scheme. It is modeled after the Williams FW24, which I believe was the 2003 championship car. And from what I believe, this is the last car that Williams actually won a race with. In today's current championship series, Williams is not doing so hot. But this was also when they were with BMW. BMW was in Formula One in the early 2000s. Something interesting about this is that it is four-wheel drive, which I don't love, and I think we'll probably end up converting it to rear-wheel drive at some point, because that's what Formula One cars are. But taking this off, we could see under the hood here, I absolutely love the inbound suspension. Such a cool piece. Lots more suspension travel in the rear. It is a single motor. I don't know much about the motor. I don't know much about it at all. I don't have a battery, although the owner, or the previous owner, did send me a video of it running and driving, and here is that clip. So at least I do know that it runs and drives and operates. However, as we were starting to dig into it, the motor isn't mounted. It's sort of freely sitting there, which is not great. So we are going to hold off on doing a first run video until we can get some of that stuff sorted out. But yeah, the previous owner painted it. Obviously, I did not do any of the paint job. I got it literally as you see it, besides the antenna. The antenna had to go because this is probably going to be a shelf queen for the time being, which I am perfectly okay with because it is a gorgeous car. But it will get its day here on the channel, hopefully sooner rather than later, especially with the Austin GP coming up. I also wanted to get this because Nick on the channel, as you guys saw, did an unboxing of the new Losi NASCAR, and so I really had to show up with the actual best racing series there is. I'm just kidding. It's all personal preference. But that is the car itself. Let's get into the box. I'm going to put this over here. So here's the box that it came in. Like I said, the latest date I could find on here is down here, copyright of 2003. We get some really, really cool box art on the outside. We have some pictures of the real car itself. This is also my first Tamiya kit, which I'm very, very excited about. It is a four-wheel drive chassis, Williams F1 team. It has full ball bearings, monocoque frame, groove tires, inboard suspension, four-wheel drive shaft system, adjustable suspension arms, front and rear ball differentials. Really, really cool. I absolutely love this, and there's some diagrams here on the side. I'll show some beauty shots of the box as well. Really, really like that they were able to give me this too. So once we are opening it here, take this off, and whoops. This is the remote. So one of the things I plan on doing at some point eventually would be to update the electronics, because as you could probably tell, this is a bit old. I haven't seen a big antenna like this in quite some time, so that will be fun. And like I said, they powered it up for me, but then didn't give me the battery. Once we are in here, this is a completely clear extra body. So I think maybe at some point I might paint this. Maybe I'll try to replicate the Ferrari. Maybe it actually might be cool. After September 11th, 2001, Ferrari actually did a completely red car with no sponsors and a black nose cone to honor the victims of September 11th. And that might actually be a cool paint scheme to do, and I wouldn't need the stickers to put on there because they didn't have any sponsors for that one race. So very, very cool. We do have a whole sticker sheet as well. You can see on the bottom here, tons of stickers. We also get these molded plastic pieces, some more suspension pieces. Tamiya has always been more of a hobby brand than like ready-to-run brand. We have this Ziploc bag of more suspension pieces. And then the previous owner actually gave me a couple hop-up options. This is a lightweight counter gear for the F201. That's the chassis that it is, the F201. I have some type of number 68 placard. I don't know what this is for. Tons of instructions in here and different little hop-up performance parts instructions, which might lead me to believe that these are actually already installed on the car. 201 high-speed gear set, 201 turnbuckle shaft set, lightweight diff joint, low friction damper piston set, aluminum locker set, lightweight propeller joint set, universal shaft, aluminum damper cylinders, universal shaft, low friction damper piston set, lightweight diff joint, aluminum damper cylinders, and aluminum locker arm set. Like I said, I have no idea if any of those parts are installed on the car. I assume because they're in the box, but you know, stuff gets mixed up all the time. We do also have our instruction manual for the car, half in English, half in Japanese, but really, really cool to have stuff like that. And then we have the instruction manual for the remote as well. So the remote has its own instruction manual, which is pretty cool. Oh, we have a limited warranty for a period of 1 year after the original purchase. So I think we're outside of that. Oh, Futuba's Service Center down in Champaign, Illinois. Not bad. They have an email on here. Safety protocols, things like that. Pretty cool. And then, last but not least, this has never been something that I've used, but this is a little hanger for events, and it says 75 megahertz. So that's the channel. So basically, what you would do is, if you ran this channel, you would have this on your remote, so no one else would take this channel and have interference. So this is a really cool hanger. This is something that, you know, with the 2.4 gigahertz, we don't really have to worry about anymore, but very, very unique. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show off my newest acquisition. Like I said, this probably won't be a speedy turnaround ordeal. This will probably be a long-term project, but I am very, very excited by it. And I will now, the website says it's discontinued, but they do still have a spec sheet for it, so I'll show that stuff now in case you're curious. But like I said, probably, first of all, just getting it running. Second of all, would probably be converting it to rear-wheel drive. Third of all, would be updating electronics. But again, this is just a very long-term project, just something fun to chuck around, and my most recent acquisition. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with some updates on the F201.